The Yellow Vests are back on the streets of Paris, their anger once again aimed at the ruling elite. Discontent is festering like a guillotined head in a basket. And at the same time of deep social discontent, President Emmanuel Macron is looking to expand French military power. Could Macron's foreign distractions bolster waning support domestically? I'm Ali Mustafa, and this is Manu's Nightmare Decoded. The French love a good protest. They've been at it since the 13th century. You may have heard the term heads will roll. Well, for King Louis XVI, it did after a financial crisis. But a beheading can't possibly happen in France today, can it? Well, if you ask the Yellow Vests or Gilets Jaunes, some of them are calling for Macron's head. What's behind the discontent? Anger against Emmanuel Macron has been rising since 2018. After pictures emerged of one of his close aides beating up protesters on May Day that year without having any authority to do so. The Benalla affair shattered Macron's public image and exposed the presidency practicing favoritism on behalf of close aides and covering up their misdeeds. A number of protesters and journalists have been seriously injured by the use of tear gas, canisters, rubber bullets, and stun grenades by police during the Gilets Jaunes protests, where some lost limbs, others their eyesight. French police aren't strangers to institutional racist allegations either. Macron is also accused of using blunt and provocative statements to promote himself. He scolded a teenage student for calling him Manu, short for Emmanuel. Manu wanted to be called Mr. President. But at the heart of discontent are Macron's anti-poor policies. Policies which have benefited the elite to the detriment of the ordinary person. The French were incensed when Macron proposed tax hikes on small pensioners and threatened to implement a carbon tax on diesel. There were also proposals to drop the speed limit on secondary roads used by many to avoid toll roads to get to work. It fueled a powerful grassroots insurrection where tens of thousands of ordinary workers and retirees occupied major intersections across France, literally cutting the country off. They wore the high-visibility yellow emergency vest French law requires all motorist vehicles to carry. Emmanuel Macron projects himself as a man of the people without any past allegiances. But if you scratch beneath the surface, you'll find a tool beholden to a powerful network of highly influential elites, such as the late property tycoon Henri Hormand. He was the best man at Macron's wedding and loaned him €500,000 to buy Macron his first apartment when he was Inspector of Finances. And Jacques Attali, who would connect Macron to François Hollande, who would later become French president. Attali appointed Macron to a controversial reforms committee which redirected French savings towards the stock markets just 6 months before the 2008 financial crisis. But the economic meltdown did not hurt Emmanuel Macron. He was instead rewarded with a position at Rothschild's bank, where he became a millionaire after securing a huge deal with Nestlé, whose chairman was also on, you guessed it, the Attali Commission. His connections to Pascal Houzelot, who was on the board of Le Monde, would rebrand Macron as a man of the people. Far from the people, though, Macron was busy pushing the big business agenda as a go-between to the presidency. Stéphane Richard only enthused about the younger Macron. His success brought him to the attention of François Hollande, who appointed him Minister of Economy, Industry and Digital Affairs. But job creation wasn't the economy and industry minister's top priority. In fact, Macron earned a reputation as a champion of the creative destruction of jobs. His ratings have tumbled in large part due to criticism of his government's response to the coronavirus pandemic, as well as its economic devastation. Millions of French are struggling to pay for gas, they can't make rent, can't find proper work, and struggle to economically integrate if they're from immigrant communities. Yet, they are fed liberté, égalité, fraternité. Liberty for whom? Equality for whom? Fraternity for who? Macron likes to brag about his close relationship with the rich and famous, such as Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin. He says he is Europe's guardian against, quote, Turkish imperialists. But what about Macron's relationship with his own people, the French people? Does he care as much for them as he does for being called Mr. President? Tell us what you think on Decoded. Reach out to me at Ali_Mustafa.